All right, let's get into it. Today, we're not just going to read through a chapter of the Bible. We're actually going to take a cinematic journey right through the heart of Psalm 12. My goal here is to make this ancient cry for help so vivid, so real, that it becomes totally unforgettable.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Have you ever been in that place where it just feels like everyone around you is just full of it? You know, where promises feel cheap and you just can't figure out who to trust? Well, that exact feeling. That's our doorway into Psalm 12. So the psalm kicks off with this incredibly raw, desperate feeling. We're stepping straight into a world that has completely lost its footing, a world where truth feels like it has just vanished.
Okay, verse 1. This isn't some polite little request. This is a 911 call to God. Help, Lord. It's the sound of someone looking around and realizing that the good, trustworthy people are just gone. To really feel this, picture a single person, just a silhouette, standing against the backdrop of a vast empty city at twilight. The streets are deserted, the lights are dim. That feeling of being totally alone. That's verse 1.
Now, in verse 2, the problem isn't that nobody's talking. The problem is that the words themselves are like poison. They're empty, they're slick with flattery. And it uses this incredible phrase, a double heart, which means they're saying one thing, but thinking and feeling the complete opposite. For the visual on this one, imagine a person with two faces. One face is smiling, it's warm, it's inviting, and the other, it's a cold, calculating snarl. That right there, that's the double heart in action.
And believe it or not, the situation actually gets worse. This deceit, this two-faced talk, it's not just happening, it's being celebrated. The next couple of verses really pull back the curtain on the ugly pride that's fueling this whole world of lies. In verse 3, you can feel that desperation shifting into this fierce cry for justice. The prayer is so raw, may the Lord cut off the tongue that speaks proud things. It's pretty shocking. Let's picture this, a brilliant sword made of pure light slicing down and shattering a tongue that's made of cold, hard stone. It's the perfect symbol for cutting through those unfeeling, arrogant words. And here in verse 4, we actually get to hear the voice of that pure arrogance. These people are basically saying, our words are our weapons, we can say whatever we want, and nobody, not even God, is going to tell us what to do. To lock this in, just imagine a defiant person standing up on a high pedestal, smirking up at the heavens, practically daring God to challenge them. So let's take stock. We have a world of lies, it's overflowing with arrogance, and there's this desperate cry for help. It really feels hopeless. But right here, this is where the entire story pivots. This is the turning point. Just when the noise of human pride is at its absolute loudest, an entirely different voice cuts right through all that static. Verse 5, this is the climax of the whole thing. God finally answers. He hears the sighs of the needy, and he says, now I will arise. This is the epic moment. The mental image for this has to be huge. Picture a massive, powerful hand made of pure light, breaking right through the storm clouds. It reaches down and gently lifts a weary, exhausted person out of a dark, shadowy valley and places them safely on a sun-drenched, peaceful mountain peak. And here's the crucial point. The solution to a world full of empty words isn't just a powerful action, it's a completely different kind of word. This really lays out the central conflict, doesn't it? On one side, you have humanity's words. They're flattering, they're proud, they're hollow and deceitful. And on the other side, God's words, pure, proven, safe, and true. It's the ultimate contrast, like fool's gold next to pure, refined silver. Verse 6 gives us this incredible image to hang on to. God's words aren't just true, they are pure, like silver that's been tested and refined in the absolute hottest fire imaginable. For this, imagine a super close-up shot of glowing, molten silver being poured into a furnace, and you can just see all the junk, all the impurities, burning away, leaving only this gleaming, flawless, perfect metal. And get this, it's not just purified once, it's purified 7 times. In the ancient world, the number 7 didn't just mean one more than 6. It meant completion, totality, absolute perfection. This is a metaphor for a reliability that is so flawless, there is zero impurity left. None. So in verse 7, you can feel the tone shift completely to one of total confidence. You will keep them safe isn't a question anymore. It's a declaration of complete trust. So
let's go back to our person on that sunlit peak. They're standing there, secure, and now dark words like little black arrows are flying up from the valley below. But a shimmering shield of light just appears around them, and every single arrow just bounces harmlessly off.
But the psalm doesn't just end there on a simple, and they lived happily ever after. It leaves us with one final, very sobering dose of reality.
Verse 8 is this powerful reminder that even when we are safe in God's promise, the world itself doesn't just magically change overnight. The wicked are still out there. They still prowl. The final image is this. From that safe mountain peak, bathed in light, the person can look down and still see those shadowy figures moving around in the valleys below. The evil is still there, but, and this is the key, it can no longer touch them. You see, safety isn't the absence of danger, it's the presence of protection.
And that brings us right to the end. The psalm starts us in a world that is drowning in fake words, and it ends with the unshakable security of a perfect word. And it leaves us with a really powerful question for our own lives, right now. In this age of just endless digital noise, of opinions, of fake news, where do we find our pure silver? What are the words that we can truly, absolutely trust? Something to think about.